Previously on Reintarnation, we met our heroes, Belle, the human sorcerer, Hex, the human fighter, Leah, the elf ranger, and Mavis, the tiefling bard. Our heroes convened in the Soul Star. With many different quests, Mavis was hired by a mysterious figure to play in the beauty of the Soul Star. Leah was told by her family to go investigate the mysterious dark energy surrounding the fruit in the grove, the only food source for the city. Belle was told to kind of do whatever she wanted, so she went over to help her friend Leah. And Hex was investigating the mysterious powers around his face. Our heroes were attacked by some zombies, and then hired by the sheriff. But what'll happen with our heroes? Find out right now on Reintarnation. Welcome back to Reintarnation, everybody. I'm Tyler, your dungeon master, if you will, and with me are the rest of the party. They're awesome, they're lovely, and I love them so much.
Hello.
Each and every one of them, even though I've only known a couple of them very, very shortly. But they're all great, and I love them. We're going to start out as we are going to start out every week, and this is something that some of you might not be familiar with, but I like to get a little bit of fun facts about the party. So, you're going to each tell me, this is not something that you had to prepare earlier, this is something that I just want to know about your characters. We're going to hear one fun fact about your character. And this could be anything. It doesn't have to be on your character sheet. I actually prefer that it's not on your character sheet. It's just like a little fun fact about your character. If you need a prompt, let me know. But we'll start with Belle. Do you have a fun fact about your character for us?
Yes. Yes, I do. Let me think on it for
Take
1
some
second.
time. Hex, do you have a fun fact about your character for us?
I think so. So, Hex prefers riding, if he's riding on a horse alone, he prefers riding side saddle.
Nice. All right. Belle, how we doing?
Oh, okay, I've got one.
Nice.
On at least 4 separate occasions, Belle has been tricked into one of those, like, funny syllable... No, sorry. Belle has been tricked into one of those funny, silly, like, kid things where, like, you know those things that people would say when you're a kid where they're like, oh, I bet you won't say this random word, and then you say it, and they're like, yeah, because you're gullible. Do you know what I'm talking about? Those kids. Anyways.
You know, like the spell eye cup type thing?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, those. And at least on 4 separate occasions, she's been tricked into them, and she hasn't really recognized that as a pattern, but it is. Fun fact.
Nice. I love that. Leah, do you have a fun fact about yourself for us?
Maybe.
If you need a prompt, I can totally, give you a prompt. I've got, hundreds of them.
Would it be okay if she played a musical instrument?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
She plays cello. And she holds her... definitely not taken from any personal things at all. She holds it German style, too. So it's like...
Nice. So
it's
the
not
bow's
normal
facing that
bow.
way?
It's like...
Yeah.
It's like this. Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh.
I love that. Nice. Mavis, do you have a fun fact about yourself for us?
I don't know how to whistle.
Nice.
That's so good.
That's amazing. Especially because you play the flute. That's so good. That's so good.
Don't tell anyone though. It's kind of embarrassing.
It's incredible. All right, so we open up exactly where we left off, in the office of the sheriff. So the sheriff, he is... So you notice, the 4 of you, notice that... So there are 2 sheriffs. There's the high sheriff, that takes care of basically the thoroughfare and everything right around the topmost plateau. And then there's the low sheriff. The low sheriff deals with everything in Swedgen and the bullocks. And most importantly, Corpsetown. The high sheriff is sitting at his desk, and he's just said, "The walls of Affliction are coming down. And we gotta stop it before it kills everybody.
What do you exactly mean by kills everybody?
So the sheriff, he slides that piece of paper that he read out a little bit forward, and he says, "I never seen an afflicted speak after it's turned.
Oh.
Something is coming. Something is happening. I've been losing sleep over it. I don't know how to stop it. I don't even know where to start."
Hex
Did
looks
my father put you up to this? Is this a silly little joke? Are you trying to scare me? Because lately my dad has been saying a whole lot of stuff about how I need to be afraid and everything's really dangerous and blah, 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 blah. Did my dad tell you to say this?
No,
Oh.
he did not.
Okay, then someone else in my family? Maybe I have an enemy.
Belle, I don't think now's the time to be speculating about that. I think he's being serious.
This does not seem like a real thing at all, though.
Do you remember? This is kind of like a side, to Belle. I'm like, do you remember the fruit?
Oh yes, I do remember the fruit.
And
That's
do I hear
why
this?
we left the house today.
Do you say this quietly enough? Like, how far aside do you pull?
I'm
Belle?
right next to her. I imagine I'm right
Okay.
next to her still, and I'm kind of just
Can I
saying
roll
it behind
for
me
it?
again.
Can I roll to hear it?
Yeah. So if you wanna say this quietly enough that nobody can hear you, I want you to roll me a stealth, and
Okay.
then I want that to be contested against Hex's perception.
Why am I so nervy?
13 on my perception.
Okay.
Where's my stealth?
Be really
So it's going to be in your skills on the left-hand side of the page.
towards the bottom. I think they're
Towards the
alphabetical,
bottom. Yeah,
which is
yeah, they should be
helpful.
alphabetical.
This is exciting.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so you.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm just able to hear. I'm just able
Yeah.
to hear what they
Yeah.
say.
Hex, you're able to hear it.
Okay, so I'm just remember the fruit. You acknowledge it.
Right.
Then I'm
right. But
I'm
do you
like,
think
I-
the fruit
I
could
think-
have been a plant? It's just goofy because my dad's been saying
I
like a
think
whole
this
lot of
has
stuff
something to
about
do with
things
it.
being really.
I think this has something to do with it.
Do you think maybe that's so? Okay, so just to clarify,
That's kind of where I want to leave it.
we think my dad's actually afraid for a real reason.
Yeah.
I can hear everything you're saying. Also.
Okay.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah,
No one
no.
here have
Listen,
respect
I'm kind of
for
okay with
BFFs.
not hearing it. I'm in my own world right now. I'm literally thinking about my friend. I'm ignoring everybody and just thinking to myself
Does Hex, after hearing that, I just want to know my people, Kale and Vu, are they what? They're gone, not gone, but they are not.
So
What's my knowledge of where they are?
So as you were being led off by the sheriff, you heard a ping in your mind. You know that Kale can cast message.
Okay. Okay.
And so he just basically said, "Don't worry about us. We'll meet you. We'll meet you in Swedgen. So you let me know when you're ready, and then just ping me and I'll be fine."
Can I ping back? How
So you can send a message back right now.
will he be able to send a message back? I can't remember how message works.
So basically, what happens is message is 25 words or less.
Yeah.
You just think it to each other, or you whisper it to each other,
Okay.
and then you hear it clearly. He hears it clearly, and basically he said, "I'm gonna message you every hour, and you just let me know where you are, what you're up to. All right?"
Okay, I'll just message him back very quickly and just say, how important is the K girl? And investigating a fruit. like a arcane fruit, I'll say. I'll maybe
An arcane fruit. The Krunloe girl is important. She's got access to magic that we don't have access to.
okay.
Don't
All
know
right.
about the fruit.
Okay. All right.
Are you measuring my words, Bella?
No. I would never do that. That's absurd.
I leave that message unread. Like I don't respond to it.
I like
Nice.
the idea of you just sending back the word red.
Yeah.
Seen at.
Brad
Yeah.
received.
I'll receive. Yeah. I'll actually. Oh yeah. I guess I'll respond back. Heard or something. I want to. I kind of step to the sheriff and say, who do you have? Who do you have in Corpse Town? What eyes do you have in Corpse Town?
See, that's the thing. I don't have any jurisdiction in Corpse Town. Low Sheriff. He's got all the jurisdiction. If there are eyes and ears in Corpse Town, that motherfucker's got him.
You mean there's two of you?
Surely you two work together.
Not really. I don't like the guy, he don't like me.
Well, maybe it's because you call him Low Sheriff.
That's just a title. That's like me saying,
Well, it's just a title when you're High Sheriff.
I find
exactly.
that if you are kind to people and you compliment them and you reassure them, that it's actually much easier to work together. So maybe you could try that.
I ain't gonna argue the semantics of my job respectfully.
I'm sensing that you're a little bit hostile right now, and I think that is totally reasonable if everything that you've been saying so far is true. So what can we do to ease your worries? Because, yeah.
I have a lot of trouble leaving my post here.
So this is like a quest thing. You
So
want
you're
us to do
sending
your
us out
job.
into danger
If
without you.
You want us to do a job. I like you. That's good. That's funny.
Yeah, I want you to do a job.
Your job.
No, not my job.
I love collaborating.
I actually haven't been paid for the job you hired me for yet.
It
so
seems like
I would like that first.
Oh yeah.
there seems to be a pattern emerging.
But
I
also,
Very reasonable.
I will say that I am interested in knowing everything that you know about Lilith.
So, he opens another drawer, and he pulls out this, it looks like a glass bowl with a lid on it that has little metal hooks that snap, and, it looks like it's filled with fresh fruit and vegetables. And so he puts it on the table, he slides it over to Mavis, and he says, "Your payment as requested."
I'm gonna open it a little bit. Okay.
It smells good.
Yeah, just thank you for that.
He says, I'm gonna need that bowl back.
We'll see. What do you know about Lilith?
He says, I had done some research into this Lilith, if that is her name, and after I'd heard that from that Afflicted, none came up. But again, I could only find out what I could find out in the thoroughfare. Everything past EB's, now I ain't got no nothing.
Okay.
Wait, Mavis, what do you know about Lilith?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Do you know
curious
about
as to
this
why you're
Lilith?
asking about Lilith so much.
Do you want to talk about it later with just the...
Well,
You also
the-
don't have to share. There's things that
yeah. I think
nosy.
Nosy.
Never mind. No,
We can-
it's okay
we-
when y'all
we can-
listening
we
on
can
me,
talk
but
about it.
okay.
Yeah. We can maybe talk about it between us. I trust y'all.
Yeah.
I liked the payment, but I think we should go see the low sheriff and see what they know.
Could we get a copy of that note, that paper note with all the stuff that you said?
Yeah.
I did forget it pretty immediately. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, I'll write it. I'll write it down. And he,
Does
he
the
gives
lo-
another-
Does the lone sheriff have a name?
Yeah. Farnham.
Farnham.
Sheriff Farnham.
Sheriff Farnham.
You got it.
Is, just to clarify, his actual job title is low sheriff? That's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what-
It's
okay.
because it's the low plateau, and we're on the higher plateau.
Yes, I understand how height works. Thank you very much.
I'm
Look,
Sheriff
You
Timothy.
said some negative things about this man, and I just wanted to make sure that this wasn't one of them.
Yeah.
What was your name again?
Timothy.
Sheriff Tim.
Cool.
All right, I'm gonna call you Timothy. So you have a good day, sir. Thanks for the
Yeah.
hiring. I'm gonna be heading out now.
Yes,
All
I
right,
will.
well-
I
End the
will.
turn.
And
If y'all-
just in case he asks, there's no need to tell my dad that I was here, right? Thank you.
All right, yeah, we'll keep this between us. If y'all get any information, and this is like as you guys are leaving, it's like y'all get any information, let
Got
me
it,
know.
Tim.
Yeah, all
We'll
right.
see.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
definitely.
door behind
We'll
everybody
definitely come
when we
back.
leave.
Oh,
Slam
all right, all right. Bye.
Wow.
And the door closes.
It feels like we're kind of like a group, like a little team here. Isn't that cool?
Yeah,
And I
I think
just
we
met
I think
most
we
of
really
y'all.
need to go down there and
I
quickly
will
go
agree
to
with you.
the sheriff. I'm
Can we
nervous.
get just a little
Do we
check-in?
know-
How's everyone feeling? How are we doing? Is everyone okay?
I'm very nervous, a little
Okay.
anxious, and confused, I think.
Okay. You know something about Lilith, and you don't have to tell us until you're ready, but is there a reason that we should be confused or concerned or nervous or worried?
Maybe. Lilith was a friend of mine from childhood. She's who I learned how to play the flute from. And
I knew that name sounded familiar because you
Yeah.
mentioned her when we were
Yeah.
talking earlier.
she disappeared when we were about like 13, her and her family, and they were like the closest thing that I had. And I haven't heard anything from her since. And I've been looking for her, but of course it's so terrible here. I had to focus more on like getting jobs. So
Is Lilith a name that Hex recognizes, or
I don't think so.
okay?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think you recognize that name.
Okay. Has Hex seen an undead before? Has he come across?
He probably has.
Yeah,
think that-
right?
So, how long have you been in Affliction?
Well, I think like it's been. I don't know. That's a good question.
Are we talking like in the like general span, years, months?
Oh, not years. I think he's
Okay.
still relatively new. I think because this is the first time he's seeing the Krunloe sigil,
Right.
so I think it's in the realm of weeks. You know,
Okay.
he's been on the continent for
Right.
a while, but
Yeah.
this is
Okay.
Okay.
So then I don't think he's seen an undead before.
before that.
Before that, yeah.
Okay.
How you feeling about that?
So yeah, so I think after when the vibe check comes through from Bell, I think Hex just kind of stretches and goes, "Well, that's the first time I've seen one of those skeleton people. I'm not exactly sure what you all call them here, and I'm a bit worn out, and
we
I
called
could
them
go
the
for
undead.
undead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, well that works. I think I'm due for a bit of a nap.
Do you all want to come over?
What?
You want to come to my house?
You,
I've got like loads of places to nap. I love taking naps.
Well, I don't know if that's such a great idea.
you know,
We've
what?
got like tons
Sure.
of space. So I don't see why it would be a problem.
We just met these people like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, and they kicked ass with us. They saved our butts. So I can't think of a better person to invite over to my house.
You know what? It's your house.
I don't know. I think I really need to go to the Low Sheriff. I want to go hang out, but I feel like I really need to find out what happened to my friend.
What time of day is it right now?
So it's getting close to evening right now.
Ooh.
Okay. I agree, and I think that should be a top priority. However, aren't you kind of hungry?
I got
I
some
am.
fruit.
Okay, that's true. I guess that's taken care of. If you urgently feel like we should go to the Low Sheriff right now tonight, I will go with you.
Okay. I think I do feel very strongly about going. I don't think I can rest about it.
arrange sleep plans for after? Because I gotta be honest, I'm hurting. So
How
I could
far?
definitely go for sleeping.
How far is low sheriff from high sheriff
Yeah,
versus the keep?
So
Because now I'm looking at it. Dang, that's a lot of walking. I don't know.
it is a lot of walking.
Yeah.
You'll
Walking.
need to cross the Dust Bridge and then go down the plateau to the Low Sheriff.
Oh yeah, I see him now.
So we're getting there at like night.
Yeah. I'd say at this point it's like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Crap. Okay, then maybe we should go to sleep.
How can you give us a just like how
Where's
big is the
Bar?
Grove in Krunloe Keep? Like, what's the
So-
scale we're looking at here?
I would say that the Grove is like the size of a football field.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then Krunloe Keep is like a castle, right?
Krunloe Keep is like a big walled. I envision Krunloe Keep as the size of like a very large mansion, but with like several walls around it as well. So like with some areas for like other things other than just living.
And it's gonna be
Cool.
faster for us to go.
I really do feel like if we go and we have some food and we have a good sleep and then we get up first thing in the morning and we go right to the Low Sheriff, we're going to have the whole day ahead of us and we can get a whole lot of stuff done. And also sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I have a lot of thoughts going in my head and I've learned a lot, if I sleep, everything sort of solidifies and I get I understand what's going on a lot better. And I also just really love sleeping. I think it's really important to keep our brains and bodies well rested. Coming from a health perspective, it's just good to take care of ourselves. And I really like you all so much that I think you should take care of yourselves. And I want to take care of myself also.
If we go first thing in the morning,
Yes.
I'll go.
I just looked up how big a football field is.
I was gonna say,
I was about to say that's pretty
it's gotta
small.
be bigger than that.
It's like much bigger than a football field.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
like-
Is the Grove like Central Park?
stadium plus.
I would say that it's maybe half the size of Central Park.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
sick.
it's big.
Okay,
There we
that's
go.
way more than a
Okay,
football
that
field.
makes sense
That's
to me. That
Way
makes
bigger than a. Okay, yeah. I don't know why I thought a
Like, oh,
football
that was
field
cool.
was like this monumental, like.
I mean, the
Yeah.
stadium is, but like,
Yeah. Yeah, if you consider
Yes.
the whole thing around it.
yeah.
I mean,
Parking.
if a football field plus the stadium is probably like 8 football fields worth
Plus
of
the
space.
stadium, plus the parking lot.
Okay.
That's how big the Grove is.
Okay. Love that.
Okay. So
Yeah.
bedtime.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're
I know
going
which
up
one
Time.
to after the bed.
So you're going up to Krunloe
everyone's
Keep?
going to
We're
my
going to
house.
Krunloe. We're going to
Sleepover.
Krunloe.
You're going to
Alright.
Krunloe Keep? Alright. I'll say that at about that time, maybe about the time that you decide you begin to walk to Krunloe Keep, Hex, you get a ping in your head, and it's from Kale,
Okay.
and he says, "Alright, just checking in on you. How you doing?"
Apparently, well, I'll say investigating K-girl, sleeping at her keep, and then ... it's not what you think, and then send.
I love message.
You get another ping that says, "Very good. Find out what you can. Their magic is not right. Be careful, boy."
All right. And I send back, understood, and then I'll tell Kale, I said, understood, find out what you can about Lilith. I'll give him that name. I'll give him the name of Lilith.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
then that'll be my message.
Alright. Then that's it. You get up to Krunloe Keep. So you walk out into the open dirt road. And there are... So it's not on the map, but there are little houses, little huts that are kind of scattered. The cluster of buildings in the thoroughfare represents a more organized area. But outside, not like so small that they wouldn't show up on the map, are small houses. There's like a food cart occasionally. There are...
Would I know what some of these places are? Like, would I know what the food cart sells, or like who lives where? Or is this like, I don't go out here?
How many times have you been outside the gates of Cast Krunloe?
That's a good question. I feel like almost certainly I have not really traveled, like, I most certainly haven't been any farther than like the thoroughfare area, but I've probably been there a handful of times.
Okay.
But like I'm like very much like I'm eager to go out, but I just don't have a lot of opportunity to kind of deal. But totally I do feel additional information. I do feel like anytime I would have left, I would remember a lot.
Right. Okay. That's totally fine. So you, I guess you would because you have a good memory. So you do recognize a few of these food stands. We have like a little flashback to when Belle was first brought out to the thoroughfare, and you had like 3 armed automatons around you at all times. One had a spear, one had a sword, one had a giant tower shield. And as you walked by one of these food stands, one of the vendors brought out a little spinning top. And I'm going to say this is when you were like 6, 7. And he took it out. You noticed that he had this glove that had a big flat metal plate on it. And he took the top and he spun it. And he said, "Spinning top for the nice young lady?"
I love it.
Yeah.
Wide eyes kind of deal.
And so, yeah, you took the top and I'll say one of the people that were looking after you, like the head of the guard, he put his arm in front of you after you took it, and he had the guy stand back. But you do remember that this is the same guy.
That's the spinning top guy. Okay, I very much would be like, when I was a little kid, I think I was 6, I came here, and this man right here, he gave me a spinning top, and I still have it. It's in my bedroom, and it's so cool. I still think it's cool.
There's a
Hi,
little
spinning top guy.
There's a sign that says Trelane's Trinkets, and the man, he looks a bit older now, and he's got no more hair on the top of his head, but it's kind of long on the sides and on the back, and he's got a big, dusty apron on. It used to be blue, but it's faded to mostly brown and gray. But he's got some oil stains on his shirt. And he says, "Hello."
Hello. Do you remember giving me a spinning top when I was 6 years old?
So he squints at you. I'm gonna make a little roll. Call me high or low, Bella.
Wait, what does that mean? Low.
Now it's a 2.
Oh!
Wow.
So he squints at you, he says, "Of course I remember you.
It was a really cool spinning top.
Do you still have that spinning top?"
Yes, I keep it in my bedroom.
Some things never change, I guess. And
Do you still make spinning tops?
He opens his hand, sends it behind him. There's a little mage hand that goes behind him, and you can see he's like feeling around for something, and he comes back with a handful of tops.
I love them. Can I please buy one for me and each of my friends?
Of course, of course. I noticed that your head of the guard is not around.
Oh yeah, I'm like way too old for that stuff.
Perception. I'd like to insight check this guy.
Yeah, go for it.
Not me.
What are you trying to find out?
If he wants to do us any harm or Belle any harm.
Okay.
He's nefarious.
So an 11.
11.
So this guy, you get the feeling he's got the spark in his eye of someone who's like about to upsell you. But he doesn't mean you any harm.
Okay.
He doesn't have malicious intent.
Okay.
But you
He
do
just
get the
wants
feeling.
to charge us for a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
he says it would be 1 gold per top, a very fair price, I believe.
That seems super fair.
For old Trelane's sake.
Yeah.
And he
Can I get a red one?
says, yeah, of course, yeah, we have red ones,
Do you have emerald green?
We have regular green. I don't know if
Do you have
is-
emerald green?
we could.
I
He
am
calls
very
back.
picky about this.
He calls back. Do we have green emerald green?
like you know,
Like emeralds.
like this color. I don't know.
Okay, all right. Do we have emerald green back there? And there's some voice behind him that you just hear. Yeah, I think so. And so he reaches his mage hand back, and he comes back with an emerald green top.
Oh,
And he says,
awesome.
okay, so we've got a red one for you, and an emerald green one for you. And he says, you, sir, you have any preference for what color your top is?
No, surprise me.
All right, well, you get the regular one, and there you go.
Oh,
Just
okay.
wooden.
It looks
No
great.
paint on it at all.
You could paint
I
it yourself later if you wanted to.
could, maybe I will.
could?
I step to him as I take the top, and I say, I say, have you heard anything or seen anything of our undead friends here?
He says, the undead here, the afflicted, up in the top plateau? I think not. That would be terrible. They live in Corpse Town. Why, they can't cross the walls of Krunloe.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I just very, in like a very like hushed tone, like to him say, well, you might want to take all of the extra money you've gotten from this top exchange and make things a bit safer around here.
That's ominous. Okay, sure.
Can I make a roll, and I'll tell you what the roll is for after I make it?
That's ominous.
That's very
What?
ominous.
So it's not a mechanic; it's a flavor thing.
Okay.
I'm sorry to
Flavor.
spring this on you in mid. Okay, so essentially, just
Why don't you tell me what you want to do?
give me give me like a DC. Well, that's not a DC. Essentially, here's what I'm thinking. So the face thing happens randomly, and if it happens randomly and I'm okay with it, like it'll just happen. But there are
see.
times when I want to suppress it from happening,
I
and
see.
I feel like it'd be cool to have a roll for it to have it happen without me wanting it to happen.
I see.
I like
So
that.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll
Right?
a D100,
Dope. Wow.
and
I've never rolled a D100.
So
You
you're
haven't?
gonna
Yeah.
Oh,
in
man,
the
D100
in the
dice for
advanced
your life.
roller.
Love
Yeah,
'em.
in the advanced
Yeah.
roller, you're gonna click D100, and
I
well,
got
don't
it.
do it yet. We're gonna do a percent.
Okay.
So it's gonna be like, I'll say like, how often does it happen typically?
If he just lets it kind of free go, it's like a once every, hour, maybe once every half hour thing. Like
Okay.
it's pretty frequent
Okay.
when he just like lets it happen.
So I'm gonna give it 15%.
Okay.
If you roll a 1 to 15, it happens.
Okay.
That percent is going to increase every time it doesn't happen.
Okay, sweet. Love it.
So
Yeah, because I'm trying not to freak him out. I'm trying to like give him advice and like also let him know that I'm onto his shady dealings, but I don't want to freak him out. So I'm like, don't give him
Right.
any more. Okay, so here we go. 65.
65. Okay, so
we're
you're
that's
fine.
okay. Then we're good. Okay.
Yeah. The next time it's going to be 30%.
Sweet.
Yeah. So you say that he says, "Oh, that's kind of ominous, but okay. I guess I'll invest in walls for my shop."
Whatever you think is formidable.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll try it. I guess. I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll purchase one of those fancy magic missile wands.
Sure.
Though I'm no duelist. I'm not. I don't do that sort of thing.
Will
my
you?
hands.
I'm not trying to be, I want you to be prepared.
Yeah, of course. And he looks at Belle. He says, "What kind of top did you want?"
What's your
What color top?
sparkliest top?
So he says behind him, "Get the glitter top." And
Yeah.
you just hear, "Okay." And he reaches his mage hand back, and he comes out with this super glittery top, and he hands it to you.
Whoa.
I love it. This is gonna look so great next to the top that I got when I was 6 years old.
Tops have come a long way since then.
Seriously, I can't believe it.
Yeah, notice how they're round now?
Yeah, the old one, it worked, but, it
Yeah.
seemed like there were some design flaws. I
Yeah.
didn't notice that when I was 6, though.
Yeah, when you spin a square, it just not gonna happen.
Yeah,
But-
it's still fun, though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you have a good day now. I'm gonna go invest in some home defense, I guess.
Oh,
And I'll see you all
Enjoy.
later. Goodbye.
bye.
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 Goodbye.
So you walk up to the gates of you walked up to the gates of Cass Krunloe, and there are a couple of guards standing at the gate. They see you, Belle, and they give a bow. They see Leah, they give a bow, and they let all 4 of you in, without question.
Lovely.
I'll say nothing. I'll just say hi. Wait, actually, is it possible that I know their names?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
You can tell me them if you want to make them up, or we can just say that I know them. Whatever you
No,
prefer.
no. So the one on the left, his name is Seth.
Seth.
The one on the right, his name is
Also,
Kelly.
Seth.
Is also Seth.
Hi, Seth.
and
Hi,
also
Kelly. Have you had a
But-
lovely day? Anything of note happen? Anything exciting?
They give a nod. Seth says, "I didn't really see anything
That's
besides
good news.
you left
That's true.
the gates and now you're coming back.
Yep.
We have the food people came to pick up the goods,
Oh, good.
but nothing really happened after that."
Well, you know what they say, no news is good news. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope you get a lot of yummy snacks to eat. Stay hydrated. Yep. Bye.
That's some kind of sick joke. All right, goodbye.
I'm oblivious to this.
Yeah. So you walk in. There is a large tower. This is the most up-to-date, clean, in good repair building in the entire city. This is a shrine to the old gods. And I'll say that all of you know, even Hex, know that there aren't any clerics in Affliction. There aren't any paladins in Affliction. Because the gods don't seem to have any power here. Prayers to them don't grant spells. There hasn't been any divine favors, no intervention, nothing. For a long time. But they keep this tower in the best condition that it could be because they hope that one day they will come back.
Would
You
there
walk
be
past the
like
town,
So sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
Would there be like a phrase or a greeting or like a thing that you would regularly say to the tower, or is it just like there but not acknowledged so much?
So, typically, the interesting thing about the tower is that it's not devoted to a single god. It's devoted to a whole bunch of gods. Some of them, even evil gods, like all the whole pantheon has a sigil or an altar in this tower. That different levels of the tower have different tiers of god. So there are like the good aligned gods are on the first floor, And then there's a little basement area for the evil gods, and then the neutral gods are above them, and then there are the high gods, the truly, truly powerful ones that don't even really have an alignment. And but you know that your family, so I'm gonna say that I've been thinking for a while what your sigil is, and there is a K, but it looks like the K, at the bottom of the K, there are perfectly balanced scales.
Ooh, okay.
One of the scales has a cog in it, and the other has what looks like a rolled up scroll.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
And the Krunloe welcome, like the greeting, which has been adopted by a lot of the thoroughfare because of the Krunloes, and a lot of people, your typical catchphrase is, "May your scales be balanced."
Ooh. Okay. I like that.
That's cool.
And so as you're leaving, Seth says, "May your scales be balanced."
I'll say it back.
Thank you.
Cool.
So you walk past this Tower of Gods. And I'm going to say, Mavis, this is the first time you've seen it.
Yeah, so I'm just. Whoa.
Oh yeah, pretty cool, right?
I've
That's
seen
a
bigger.
Tower of Gods.
Nice.
Yeah. It's pretty big. I would whistle if I could, but.
The power of God.
Hex,
It's really cool.
Hex goes,
Thanks, bud.
believe it or not, there are bigger towers out there.
Bigger.
Much bigger.
Oh my.
Where?
Around. And when I keep walking.
Well, okay. Where's this guy from? Like, sort of didn't think about asking that. Anyways.
So you walk past there's a dirt road that seems as though it used to be a cobblestone road that's just been broken down. It's more like gravel now. Gravel and dirt, but it goes by these large walls. And you can all smell fresh cut grass. And that's the typical sign, the telltale sign that you're on the top plateau. Close to the grove, close to life, thriving life. You get up to the walls of Krunloe Keep. You notice that everything about Krunloe Keep seems to be symmetrical. Every door has an opposite door. Every window has a matching one on the opposite side. It seems like even the debris that is falling off the keep seems to match another piece of debris that is currently falling off. The twin doors of Krunloe Keep open. As Belle, you notice that there is a watch on the top of the walls of Krunloe Keep that just seems to be patrolling, shouts down, "Open the gate!" And the doors slowly swing outward, revealing...
I'll, like, big wave say, "Thank you!"
You're welcome! Revealing... So the doors swing outward, revealing a very old-looking human. This human used to be the captain of your guard, Belle. But since he has kind of gone into retirement, he was pretty old when... He was older when you were a kid. Now, I'll say that he's in his 80s. And he stands there with a cane and a very long, light blue coat with buttons that look like little gears.
Nice. What's his name?
His name is Hertz.
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 Yeah.
Hertz! It's so good to see you!
It is good to see you too, Belle.
How are you doing? How was your day?
My day began in chaos when I woke up and my back had hurt very much.
Oh. Did
But-
someone help you with that, or what happened?
As there is chaos, so must there be order. And my pain has been alleviated by seeing your wonderful face and the face of many of your companions.
These are my friends. It's so nice to see you, and I'm sure, we're not in it. Well, we're kind of tired, but we can do a quick introduction. Hi, friends. Hello. This is Hertz. He was the guard captain when I was younger, and now he's just one of my good pals.
Indeed, I am the groundskeeper of the outer part of Krunloe Keep. I am also responsible for overseeing transport of goods and services from out of the grove into the thoroughfare.
Also, that I forgot to mention.
Indeed. I forgive you. Who do I have the pleasure of addressing now?
Do you want me to introduce you all, or do you prefer introducing yourselves?
I would like someone to introduce me to them, yes.
I'm Leah.
I know who you are, Leah.
Yeah. Well, you see, we were just introducing ourselves. So I was just trying to be the first one. Yeah.
Of course,
Get
of
the ball
course,
rolling.
yes.
Get the ball rolling.
Hi, I'm Mavis. Belle just
He's
bought me
really
this,
good at the flute.
I am really good at the flute. I just got this top. And yeah, I guess I'm excited to sleep. We'll eat, then sleep, and then leave.
So you had stopped by Trelane's. He is a very good man.
Yes.
I haven't seen him in so long, but he was so kind, and he gave us a really good deal on tops, and we all got really cute tops.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And I'm Hex, and I'd say may your scales be balanced. I'll roll another D100.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay. So next time, 45%.
Okay.
His eyes raise, and
Dang.
he squints as he looks at you. He takes out a monocle that's from his pocket, and he pops it in, and he... Oh, and may your scales be balanced as well, Hex. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure. Do I recognize this guy? Is this somebody? Do I recognize him?
So you don't recognize him. You
Anything about him,
recognize
though?
his demeanor. This is
Okay.
a man who is not afraid of any person.
Okay.
This is the This is the expression and the vibe of a man who, while he is very old, still has some fight in him, but
Yeah.
seems to just be storing it all for that one moment that he might need it.
Okay. I look at him and I say, you say you're in charge of exports to the thoroughfare from this plateau. Is that correct?
Indeed, I am. I oversee the general transportation of goods.
Has there been any disruption in that transportation?
We have had several smaller carts that have been exiting our plateau and out of the grove. Normally we have a certain weight. We have about, I would say, several 100 pounds of food twice a day going out into the thoroughfare. But recently it has been less than several hundred. I would say I cannot put a number on it without my records, but I would say that it is something around half of what we normally get from the grove. I was actually wondering, Leah, now that you are here, do you have any explanation for this? Have you spoken to your parents at all?
Do I have any reason not to trust this guy, or can I trust him?
This guy has been to the grove many times.
Okay.
Because he is overseeing,
Yeah.
he's the liaison between the grove and Krunloe Keep.
Mm-hmm.
He has been for
Okay.
at least a decade,
Okay.
maybe two.
Okay.
Yeah.
So actually about that, now that we're, away from the sheriff, I actually have been investigating, and then my father told me to investigate. You know my father.
I do indeed, yes.
He's over there at the Grove with my mom, and they're still working over there, working very hard. But we found a piece of fruit that had black veins on it. And I'm not quite sure what that is, but of course that can't be distributed. And I'm guessing I have only found one. I don't know how many other ones they have found personally, but I have only found one. And I was sent to investigate it. And so
fruit.
Yes, that's what y'all heard me talking about earlier.
I didn't hear it.
Oh wait, that's right.
There's a fruit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a fruit. Sorry. Roping you in on that. Circling back.
There's a weird fruit.
Yeah.
Do you still have it?
Are my fruits bad?
No.
Oh, okay, it's your fruit.
I should still have it, right?
Yeah, we
I
were
think
in my
you do.
bag.
carrying
Yeah.
around all day.
Yeah.
If you want
And
to have
then-
had it, then you have it. For sure.
Yeah. I had like a bag on me. I imagine like a leather, what is it?
Satchel?
Satchel?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So I
Nice.
pull it out and I show it to him.
So his hands very slowly go and take the fruit, and he looks at it and he turns it over, and he says, "I have seen this happen twice before. No, just once. My memory is I am so old.
How many years ago? Or
I would
how
say
soon? Yeah.
when I had first begun my position, roughly 20, perhaps 20 years ago. Mavis, I have a question
What's up?
for you. How old are you?
I'm like 27, 28.
Okay. Yeah. About 20 or so years ago is when this happened.
Sorry. Oh, okay.
Wait, why
I'm
is it
surprised I
so
didn't know about this. My parents never told me. At the time, I was mostly studying, but
It was a strange occurrence. We had written it off as something that was not regular, for there was a single piece of fruit that had black veins in it. We had assumed that perhaps there was just an error. Sometimes, there are some fruits that just don't look right. We call them imperfect foods, and they don't... We just kind of discard them.
but that.
So
like,
we have no reason to worry then? It might just be one random imperfect food?
I have my restraints about that though, because I feel like my father would have told me if something like that happened. Just because he didn't tell me much, but he knew it. Now that I'm thinking back, it did sound like he knew kind of what was going on a little bit, or that he'd seen it before.
If this is the case, we have a saying in Krunloe. We have a saying in Affliction that one time, don't worry about it. 2 times, start to worry about it. So now I'm starting to worry about it.
Me
you understand?
too. Now that I know that it's the second time and not the first time.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you... Sorry, wait. I don't want to interrupt.
Oh no, I was just saying it's a brilliant saying.
Oh, yeah.
It's really applicable.
Yeah,
Yes,
very much
yes.
so. Do you happen to know anything about ley lines?
I understand from my conversations with your father that ley lines are everywhere, supposedly. I lacked the arcane ability to, the harmony with nature to observe the flow of energy underneath this land. But from what I understand, one such ley line connects directly to the grove.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna kind of cut it off there because I don't want to talk about everything that I saw quite yet. And I'll just say, okay, I'll keep that in the back of my mind. Thank you. While we investigate.
Of course.
Thanks, Hertz. You're so helpful. I'm just wondering, have you seen my dad around recently? He's probably out and busy, right?
Your father is in his study.
Oh.
He said that he had matters to deal with, but I do not know.
That's fine. We don't
exactly
need
where.
to bother him. I just wanted to check. Okay, we're
Very
gonna go
well.
to bed.
Well, I will escort you. To your rooms.
I had a question real quick.
Of course,
Do
yes.
I know what ley lines are? I don't remember if I have like.
Why don't you
anything
roll me
connected.
an Arcana or a Nature? Basically, any knowledge skill, any intelligence skill.
I think I'll do a nature.
Perfect.
I don't know if I actually clicked it. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Yes, you did, and that's
Okay.
a nat 20.
Yeah. Let's
Boop, 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 boop,
go.
boop. Yeah. So you know all about ley lines.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna say that we have a flashback
Ooh.
love it.
Nice.
of a young Mavis sitting in. I'm just gonna take a look at the map. You're sitting in the outskirts of Swedgen, closer to the entrance of the plateau, closer to the entrance of Affliction. And we see that you're sitting, kicking your little legs off of a crate,
Okay.
and sitting next to you is a human. She has dark brown hair, long, down to her waist. She's got not the cleanest clothing on, but she's got it. And she's snapping her fingers, and as she does, she's casting prestidigitation over and over again. There's sparks that come out. There's the image of a flower. There are all kinds of tiny little things that come out. And she looks at you, and she says, "I ever tell you about ley lines?"
No, what's that?
So she touches you on the face, and she says, "I want you to breathe. All right? Taking a deep breath. Do you feel that? It's all around us. Nature, life." And you can feel her heartbeat in her hand against your face. And she says, "Nature isn't just about what you can see. It's about the connections between life. This is nature. Love is nature. It's natural for things to feel." And you look down. She says, "Now, I want you to really focus on the life around you. Think about the connections that we have. Think about how it's all connected. Not just you and me, but us, the ground, the sky, everything." And for a brief second, you open your eyes, and we, as like the audience, see Mavis's eyes are a bright green, two glowing spheres, and you can see that there is a bright green. It looks like a road that goes all the way out and all the way up, and then you follow that road all the way up to the topmost plateau. It's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. You blink and it's gone. And you look at Lilith, and her eyes are also glowing green. They slowly fade back to the brown that they are normally. And we come back to present day.
That's so cool.
I knew it was Lilith. I was waiting for it.
I know, I was
wondering
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
Like,
so you
okay,
come
I'm
back
not
to
gonna.
present
I'm not
day.
gonna say anything. Present
Yeah, we
day.
don't
I'm
know
just
about
gonna. I'm
that.
gonna hear it, like when you say ley lines, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
be like, "Oh no!" Like, "Oh,
And I have
this is not looking good." Like in my head, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is so much." I'm just not gonna say anything though. I'm just gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm ready for bed."
Okay.
When
Yeah.
Bella's like, "It's time to go to bed," it's time to go to bed.
Amazing. So I'm gonna say that this is all like isn't like an Aaron Sorkin walk and talk, but like it's very slow because you're following an 80-year-old man,
Okay.
and he's just like, and I'm gonna say he's giving you a little tour of things. He's like, on your left, you will see this is the archery range. This is where the archers practice shooting bows and arrows. And he says, and on your right, you will see the privy. This is where you will go to do your private business.
Okay.
What private business?
It's like our conversation earlier in the day, you know.
Like poo.
There you go.
Oh,
We're really good friends, and so it's important that we talk about these things because our health is so important. And
sometimes you
How
don't
will
need
you
to
know?
talk about?
I disagree.
While we're doing this walk and talk, Hex is trying to find or just see if there were magical objects kept
Yes.
in this keep on the tour that we're being given, kind of where they might be. What I roll? What would you want me to roll for that? Investigation.
That'll be investigate. Yeah.
All right, 8. Fine.
Yeah. So I'm so sorry. Remind me what exactly it is that you're looking for.
I'm just trying to see like if on our on the tour that we're getting on our way to our bedrooms, if I see anything or any room that I might want to check out later for
Yes.
magical things or objects or whatever.
Yes, you do. The along the tour, I'm gonna say that Hertz takes you through several rooms, several hallways, and he'll point down one. He says, "Over there is our vault where we keep all of our most treasured possessions. However, it is locked, so there will be no stealing going on over here." Ha ha ha! And he continues
Good
to walk
joke.
forward.
None of us would know.
He says, "Over down this hallway is the library. This is where we keep all of our books, most of which have survived many hundreds of years and predate the opening of the rift itself. Fortunately, Baron Krunloe, in all of his wisdom, decided to keep an extensive collection of knowledge.
Books are so cool.
They are very cool indeed. Some say that the lie berry is the most deceitful berry. Ha ha ha.
Hertz,
This
you're
is-
so cool.
Thank you. very
Oh wait,
much,
I get it.
So
Um,
funny.
So he says, and up these stairs will be your rooms. Each of you will have your own private room. There are baths for cleaning yourself down the hallway at the top of the stairs. I will not be climbing these stairs, so I will bid you good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Thank you.
night. Thank you.
Indeed.
Good night, Hertz.
So you all walk up to your rooms, and you.
Can there be food there?
I have
Sure.
my food, so I'm a munch. While I'm gonna munch on
You've
my
been
fruit.
munching the whole walk and talk.
That's what I was gonna say, but I didn't want to interrupt. I'm just,
No, that's fine. No, that's great.
That's great.
I can wait till I get to my bedroom though to eat it. I'm
That-
just gonna like. Open
No,
it up
I
and,
think
like,
you should
hands
go
in.
for it. I
No,
love the
that's
idea
totally
of
good, yeah.
like occasional,
You're
like
hungry,
when
eat.
you're eating fruit and it's like really juicy, so you have to do like.
Just like that's so terrible.
Yeah, there's just a little like a little crunch from a crunchy
Oh
fruit
my
occasionally.
God.
That's great.
I
So
love it.
you go up the stairs. There are also automatons that are standing at the top of the stairs.
Right.
Some of them have fresh towels. Some of them have buckets
Fuzzy
of
slippers? Oh.
Yeah, buckets of fuzzy slippers, and one of them has a covered tray.
How dangerous do they seem?
These do not seem dangerous. These
They're
seem
carrying
like
towels.
they're very.
I'm
tame.
just wondering if, what, if any, danger they might...
Yeah. These ones don't seem like they're dangerous.
Okay.
There are some that you have seen that look very dangerous.
Are these automatons that we could ask for things? Would they do things for us?
You can try.
Is there one automaton per room?
Yes.
Okay. Can I ask? Is the automaton in the room? Like, is it?
It's standing outside the door.
Okay. So
It looks like there are coat racks built into each automaton.
Okay, I guess when we're all settled, I would want to ask one of these automatons a question.
Okay,
Amazing.
before you do,
Yes.
I want to say... Okay, let's all go to bed, I guess. I hope you all have everything that you need. If not, you can let me know. I'll check in on you later. Also, Hertz, so cool, right? I know he seems like old and stuff, but you guys have no idea. That guy is the most badass guy I know. He's so tough. Anyways, welcome to my house. I hope
I
you're
have a
super
question.
comfy. What's up?
For DM. Am I older than
Yes.
Hertz?
Are you older than Hertz?
Yeah.
How old are you?
100 something?
Yeah, you're older than
Sorry.
Just like a
Definitely.
casual 200.
Yeah, I think.
Well, Alf's 100 is like nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll say you're definitely older than Hertz.
I was gonna
for
be
sure.
like, she makes that comment about him being old, and I just look at her like,
I said what I said.
thanks.
I'm oblivious to
Yeah.
Great. Anything else before you go to bed?
Yeah, anything else before we go to bed?
No, I'm not gonna wash myself. I'm just going straight to bed. I'm like raw dogging all the dirt and stuff. I'm
I'm gonna go to my room, which I assume is somewhere, and I am not gonna raw dog the dirt. I'm like full face routine, taking a bath, face massage before bed, all that jazz. Anyways,
Great. So, Belle, we just got a little montage of like, you just kind of like, scrubbing and
I'm definitely singing. 100%, I am singing. Belting, even.
yeah.
We don't have to know if it's good, but it is happening.
Yeah, I just
Roll me a-
imagine
roll
you,
me a
like,
performance real
belting,
quick.
Like defying
Okay.
gravity.
performance.
Yeah. Just roll me a performance real quick.
not
I want to know.
How good it is.
All right, it's not bad. I'm gonna say that it's
I
loud
can
enough.
hear it.
Yeah, you can all hear it for sure.
Yeah.
You can 100% all hear
Be
it.
like defying
Never
gravity.
better.
If anyone's curious.
Defying
Yeah,
gravity.
that's what I was like. That's why I said I'm like I feel like it would be defying gravity. Like she is a musical theater kid for sure.
Oh my god.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Show tunes only.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
So you go to bed. Are you're
Before I get,
scrubbing
I'm
down?
going to tuck in, and then so sorry. Yeah. Could I do now? I have a message. Can I cast message 1, 2, 3 times separately?
Oh my god.
First, pass message to Leah and say, "Hey, it's me, Belle. Are you cozy? Are you comfy? Are you good? Good night. I love you."
And I just listened to it. That's it.
You just hear back.
That's a good sign. Okay, and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna I'll send a message to Hex and I'll say, "Hi, it's me, Belle. Are you cozy? Are you comfy? Are you good? Don't steal anything. Okay, good night.
Count.
Don't steal anything. I send back yes.
Okay, good enough.
Good.
Good enough.
Good.
And then
good.
one final time I'll cast a message to Mavis and I'll say, "Hi, it's me, Belle. Are you cozy? Are you comfy? Are you good? I hope your belly's full and you're smiling. Good night."
And I'm going to, between chewing on the fruit, because I'm munching, and it's gonna sound like that too in the message. Like I am chewing, like mid-chewing. I'm gonna be like, yeah, this place is really nice. Thank you for the invite. I'm almost done with my fruit though, so I'm gonna need food in the morning. Good night. And that's it.
Incredible.
Awesome.
And then I'll also picture me in the middle of a big, huge, giant bed, like 6 pillows around my head,
Oh yeah.
like tucked, like blanket tucked up to my head, and I'm sleeping with like my arms like over the blanket and like crossed like this, and I'm like my hair is like perfectly like in 2 braids, and I'm asleep. And that's my cat. He's here too.
You can add 1 to the group inspiration.
All right, we'll do.
Thank you. So that's what Belle does. We'll go to Mavis, you're raw dog in the dirt, eating fruit and vegetables in bed.
I can't get over.
Amazing. Incredible. Leah, anything that you're doing? Just stock standard elf stuff?
Yeah, kind of like I feel like she's very like worried right now though. Like she's trying to keep it in, but she's still like very worried about everything that's going on, especially after hearing what Hertz has to say. So she's kind of like begrudgingly like taking a shower, like you know, like when you're like you've had like a bad day and like you just don't want to get ready for it's kind of like that for her right now. Like she's getting ready for bed, but she's like really thinking about everything and really taking her time because she's like, you know, something's going down and this has happened before, so what's going on? So she's really taking her time with this, and that's why she didn't respond to Belle's, because she's like just thinking and she can't like she doesn't have time to think about anything else right now. So that's
Nice.
kind of where she's at.
Nice. Okay, great. Yeah, so you lay down in bed. You're staring up at the ceiling.
Yep.
I should say that elves don't sleep.
Oh,
They meditate
good to
for
know.
like 4
I didn't know
hours.
that.
They meditate for like 4 hours. You could meditate in bed. I mean, that's totally fine.
No,
Yeah.
she's like sitting up, crisscross applesauce, hands like on her knees and just sitting
Nice.
and breathing.
Nice. You begin your elven trance.
Yes.
Hex.
Yeah. So once I have a good sense that everybody is like settled, I want to approach as like nonchalantly as I can one of the automatons.
How do you roll
Okay.
for nonchalance?
Yeah. How do I?
Persuasion?
I'm not trying to persuade. I'm just
okay.
trying not to be detected. So I guess it is a stealth check. Or I
So
guess
you're
would
trying to be
stealth?
sneaky?
A little bit. I don't care. I'm not. I just want to ask. Like, how sneaky do I have to be to ask the automaton a question without anybody hearing or noticing?
Not too sneaky. You just basically need to open your door. It's standing right outside your door.
Right. Okay. So, do you want me to roll stealth?
If you... Yeah, roll me stealth.
8.
Yeah, you know, you open your door and there's just this...
And I so I approach the automaton and I say, "Excuse me, is it possible for me to look at the library?
So
Or could you perhaps fetch me a book?"
So the automaton, I'll describe them. They look like faceless mannequins, where they're each part of the body that can bend. So arm, forearm, hand are a different metallic part. There's no plating on them, so all of their gears are exposed, and you can see them whirring through ancient artifice. The only thing that's covered is their chest, which has some kind of tabard that is covering it, and their heads are just big rectangular blocks of metal and wood that have there's arcane runes carved into all of them, like all over their bodies, all over their head, and there are wow, that was weird. And there are 2 eye sockets in the head that have each is an arcane rune.
Cool.
And
oh no, not that music.
That's not the right music. That's not the right music. That's not the right music. Ah! There we go. Each is a little rune.
Okay.
And then there is another rune where its mouth would be.
Okay.
And you ask for a book, and it looks at you, and you just hear like, yes.
Okay.
It says, the library is located down 1 floor through the hallway.
And I can go?
You are permitted.
Okay, I want to, while everyone's asleep, check out the library and see what I can find in terms of records that they've kept here of like magical artifacts, anything of that sort, I guess.
Great. The automaton is following you.
Awesome.
As you're going.
As we're walking, I guess I'll say, you're following me. Do you have a name?
582-384-7196.
582-384 7196B?
Affirmative.
I'm gonna call you Bill. Is that okay?
Affirmative. Downloading Bill.
Wonderful. Bill, if you might, wait here and let me know if anybody follows in after me.
Negative.
Negative. Okay.
I must accompany you throughout the mansion.
Oh, okay. Well, come right along. So, so I'll take Bill along with me. I'll go through the library, and perhaps I think I might say, oh, well, since you're following me throughout, if you find anything about, any books about magic or magic artifacts, let me know. And I'll peruse the library for half hour-ish.
Nice.
As long as it takes so that I can still get a long rest, I guess.
Okay, I'll say that you got maybe like an hour of perusing before you need to go to bed for a good 8 hours.
Okay.
You roll me an investigate.
16.
16, that ain't bad. I'll give you advantage because Bill is helping you.
I was just about to ask that. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you.
Cool.
So you 21, aka
It's a nat 20 for you?
Yeah. What exactly are you looking for?
I am looking for information about arcane technology during the time of the Rift.
Okay.
And just anything that I Kale is much more into this stuff than I am, but I'm kind of trying to look with Kale's eye as much as possible. I don't have nearly the curiosity to find out what's at the bottom of what's going on, my affliction, if you will call it. It's the name of the city. So I guess I'm looking for information on 1, magical artifacts, 2, magical artifacts near the time of the Rift, and 3, anything to do that might look like kind of what's happening to me, I guess. So like
Okay.
echo-ness.
Totally fine. So you search high and low, and you find that there is an old book. This book has a lot of information about. So all of these books are related to the Krunloe family.
Mm-hmm.
You know that Cass Krunloe, who was the final Baron before the Rift, He's the Baron that oversaw Krunloe, the city of Krunloe, which was the seat of the Baron's power, right when the rift opened. And you find... Let's see if I can get the right music for this. You find that... Yeah, this is good.
All
So
right.
as you open this book, there is a passage. This passage is about when the rift opened. There was chaos throughout the land. This book is very old. Cities fell. There were these things called the Ash Makers that wiped out entire cities with something called a 10th level spell.
Jesus.
Baron Krunloe consolidated his defenses and did what he could to defend the city, while the rest of the kingdom went south to form the kingdom of Shib, or what was left of it. Baron Krunloe did not. He attempted to fight. He lost. All he could do was protect his city. The book doesn't say how. Demons ran rampant through the entire continent. And while you're looking at this book, you're reading this, it doesn't seem possible that the city could have survived this. But it doesn't say how he protected it. What's more is when you look up from the book, there is a figure standing, hands on the desk, looking at you. He looks very similar to you. He's glowing this light purple energy. It's one of your echoes. And it says, "Release us." We're going to take a little bio break. Hex. The apparition disappears as soon as it...
Okay. Dang it. I can't interact. I was literally thinking of like all the ways I wanted to interact with it.
Oh no.
Well, you can, I mean, say what you're gonna say, because it, like... It just, like, says, "Release us," and then begins to, like, just fade away.
I wasn't going to say anything to it. It's a different color than... I'm stomaching all my fear. When I get a glimpse of the eyes of this apparition, this echo, do I recognize them? Do they share features with me? are they, or is this something completely unknown to me?
I want you to roll me an insight.
Yeah.
Goddamn. All right. 17, that's nice. So you're trying to get the... You're trying to look into this creature, this version of you, or your descendant, or your ancestor, could be anything. And you notice, firstly, it's purple. Definitely not the right color that it should be. But also, his armor is very different than your armor, or any armor that you've ever seen. This armor looks chic. Like, it doesn't look like breastplate. It looks like interlocking plates of a very strange looking metal that have different runes carved on each plate. Arcane runes of protection. What's more, at his hip, it looks like there's just a hilt of a sword. There's no blade.
So in that second that I make eye contact with him, and while he's saying what he's saying, I'm kind of clocking everything. And I'm gonna try to do, as it's vanishing, what I do normally to my echoes when I want them to come back, which is like kind of put hand either on their shoulder or on the back of their heads, and like basically touch foreheads so that they come back into me. And so just kind of reflexively, I take all that information and then move forward to like do that.
Yeah, so the hand is fading fast. You just barely are able to touch it. It feels warm. And you move your head forward to touch your forehead to it. And as you press, because it's fading basically from the extremities inward. Yeah. And then back up to the head.
Oh, cool.
And you press your forehead to his forehead, and you get strange, like a rapid fire strobe light of visions.
Cool.
Seems like dozens of landscapes, kingdoms, towns, rivers, valleys. These seem like all the locations. In each location, something that each of these locations have in common is one of your echoes is in each of those locations.
Cool.
The final flash that you see is of this echo. He's standing on the prow of a ship. Seems as though there are several people working around him. They all have very similar outfits to what he does, but no sword hilt. These people are unarmed. And the last thing that you see is him looking out what looks like a large glass window at a vast expanse of nothing. It's just pitch black. And in the very far distance, there's a tiny speck of light. And that's what you see.
My man's in space.
And that's what you see.
Okay, so I see that series of visions. It's gone. It's completely gone.
And then it's completely gone.
So I as it goes, I just... as I'm trying to catch my breath, what do I see? As I kind of look around and try to get my bearings again.
So the first thing you see is an arm come into your field of vision. A mechanical arm with a towel. As Bill, you just hear... Your forehead is covered in sweat.
Bill, thank you. Thank you very much. Wow, they really hit the mark when they made you, didn't they?
Affirmative.
Did you find anything interesting?
I found you.
Well, now, Bill, you should know I am susceptible to flattery. Okay, well, I think I've spent more than my allotted time here. I should be off to bed.
I shall follow.
And follow you will, Bill, to the very end. Here we go.
And you go to bed.
Are you two in love?
Sebastian, would give my life for Bill. Hex might not be at that point yet.
Excellent. So you all get a good night's sleep, you get a long rest, you can refresh your hit points, your spells, all of that, all the abilities that you have. You get them all back and you wake up the next morning.
I'm healed.
There is a knock at the door, at each of your doors, all at the same time. Just this chuk, 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 as each automaton, like clockwork, wakes at the same hour every morning and begins to wake each guest. You all rise, you get... Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Tyler. I should have asked this
go ahead.
before.
What's up?
Did the old book that I read, did it have a title?
So it had The Last Stand of Cass Krunloe,
Okay, thank you.
was what it was called.
I'm just writing notes furiously. Okay.
No, that's very good. That's
Okay.
very no. Please take notes. That's like the best thing that you could say to a DM. It's like, oh, I'm taking notes, and I'm like. So you wake up the next morning, and there is a large breakfast waiting for all of you. Sitting at the table, I'll say that all four of you make it down to at the same time. Sitting at the table is a very fancy-looking human. He has long black hair that is very neatly manicured, almost anime-like in its structure, in that it's perfectly round at the bottom, cut in a perfectly round way. He has a small goatee. He has a monocle that seems to have every color of the rainbow glowing from it. And he looks up at all of you. He's wearing gold trim, a white shirt with gold trim. And on his lapel is the K with the scales on the bottom. There is a mechanical cane leaning against his table. And he's eating some fruit. And as you all come in, each automaton taking you in very methodically, seating you at a perfectly symmetrical group of seats around the table. He says, "Good morning."
This, just to be like so clear, this is my father, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. Like, I don't know. I was 95% sure, and then I was like, it's gonna be weird if I come in hot with "Good morning, Daddy" to the wrong person. Anyways, I will say "Good morning, Daddy."
Yeah, we got daddies and tops. We got everything this episode.
Oh my
I
god.
wasn't gonna mention that earlier, but I was looking at
I was literally thinking of everyone saying fruit over and over. I was like, fruit.
when you said sparkling top, I was like, good. I almost
like, fruit?
tried laughing. Anyways,
Good.
The predicted chaos where every month is Pride Month and everyone is gay.
It was only a matter of time. So,
Anyways.
Bella, do you have a name for your character's father?
Oh, I don't think I came up with one. I just call him Daddy.
Okay.
Do you want us all to call your dad?
Daddy Krunloe, baby! Of course.
Not work. Is he into it?
Holy shit, I'm
is he
sure.
into it?
Sure he's not into it.
So he Jesus. He stands up very properly, very slowly, very deliberately, and he addresses the three of you, or I guess the two of you, or he nods at Leah. He says, "Lady Thalion, thank you for gracing my table with your presence. I'm sure that the food here will be very familiar to you, for it was grown in your grove, and we are very appreciative of this. He looks at Hex, and he looks at Mavis, and he says, "Honored and distinguished guests, I welcome you to my humble abode. I am Waits Krunloe. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. My daughter did not tell me that guests were arriving."
I figured you were so busy last night, Daddy. I heard from Hertz that you were so busy in your study, and we were just really tired because we had a totally fine and chill day, but it was just, we had so much BFF time that we were all worn out, so we went right to bed, and I didn't want to bother you. Anyways, yeah.
Indeed, I was quite busy.
You're a busy guy.
Apologies for, and thank you for accommodating us, and good morning. Pleasure is reciprocated, and may your scales be balanced. And I kind of look at Belle like, yeah, is that enough?
Big smile, thumbs up, nod.
He says, "And may your scales be balanced as well."
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, thank you so much for, feeding us. Oh, and having us here as well. And, letting us stay here. Your daughter is very kind, and your house is very lovely. Are you also going to eat that, by the way?
So he looks down at his plate of food, and then he looks back up at you. He says, "Indeed, I was going to finish these strawberries with cream.
Oh.
He
Where'd the cream come
snaps his
from?
fingers.
Where'd the cream come from?
He snaps his fingers, and an automaton comes up. Each automaton there is replaced by another automaton that comes up with food, places it in front of you in perfect timing, removes a tray.
Is Bill one of these?
Bill stands off to the side.
Okay.
Each of your automatons, your personal automaton, stands off to the side. Each automaton puts a tray on, removes it, and then walks away.
Nice.
He says, "For breakfast, we have ankeg patties with biscuits made, of course, by the finest wheat that the Grove has to offer. We have fresh strawberries made from the Grove, served with ankeg whipped cream, of course, taken from the finest queen ankegs from deep down in the hives beneath the city of Affliction."
Yummy.
I'm just gonna be smacking my lips the entire time you're talking. Like currently what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing.
It says, "Please do not let me stop you from eating this food upon the table at which you sit."
You couldn't stop me if you tried.
Yeah.
So you're just like, so
I'm very politely going to make it through the breakfast, but I don't. Okay, I rolled a 5
Oh.
on my D100.
Yeah.
yikes. So that number sets back to 0 now.
Okay. 15.
Or back to 15. You
It's like a
as you reach for your fork, you just see like as a bunch of faces shift and a bunch of hands shift over your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And you look up at Waits Krunloe, and he has leaned back in his chair, and he says, "Now there is something that you do not see every day. Belle."
Oh, I'm gonna strategically
Approach.
have food in my mouth, but mm-hmm.
Belle, approach, please.
I'm stalling and chewing and stalling.
I'm not I'm not ashamed or embarrassed. So like, I mean, if there's any, I guess while you're chewing, I'll just address Waits is his name?
Yeah. Waittes. Waits Krunloe.
Master Krunloe, happy to answer any questions as best as I can, if you have them. It's not something you see every day.
I'll clear my throat now.
Indeed, I do. For I have never seen such a feature on someone. Of course, we of the Krunloes are experts in the arcane arts. But we rely on order.
Well, I have to admit it's a bit discouraging that you haven't seen anybody with this happen to them. It would be a great boon to me if you had any knowledge for what might cause this.
Sometimes he does it on purpose, and that's pretty orderly.
That's true. I do have control over it.
So,
although I don't always.
So he says, so you are to tell me that you have no idea of how this had come to be for you? No clue at all?
No, none. It's an affliction that started in my childhood and remains to this day.
Interesting. Now allow me to ask you another question then.
Surely.
And I never caught your name.
Ah, my apologies. My name is Hex.
Hex.
Yes.
How is it that in all of my time as Baron of this here fair city, that I had never come across you or your condition?
Oh, well, I'm fairly new to the city. I've only been here, I'd say, a little under a moon.
People don't just typically waltz into Affliction without causing a ruckus.
Well, I assure you I'm solving more ruckuses than I'm causing.
Well, I will say, because you are new around here, there's a strange magic that permeates the city of Affliction. You might have heard of the Tarnation.
Carnally acquainted, we could say.
There's a strange turn of phrase when relating to the undead.
I mean, we've actually, including your daughter, has killed one of the undead in battle.
Belle?
That's true. Yes. Yep.
Belle, the gear to my timepiece. What is this man saying about you?
Well, okay, so Daddy,
That was such a cute, like, term of endearment.
I love that a lot.
I'm just gonna be like, oh.
that. So you remember yesterday we went on, Leah and I went on an adventure to figure out what was going on with the fruit. You remember the fruit?
I do remember you saying that you were going out to play with your friend.
Well,
And I do recall that I'd spoken of subtlety
Yes, and I was nothing if not subtle as always, but we were just going to try to figure out maybe what was going on with the fruit, and well, the day was going really well, okay? And then I met some really fantastic friends, as you have met. And then unfortunately we were at just this cute little place. And then there was an undead, and then there were like 4 undeads, and well, Father, sometimes you just have to act. And what was I supposed to do? Just run away when I had an opportunity to act and protect myself and my friends? And so I did, and everyone was fine, obviously, and everything is fine. But while we're on the topic, I didn't realize that I could just casually see an undead so close to home, and so it definitely caught me by surprise, and I am. That's all.
So
I'm
he says. So he snaps his fingers, and an automaton slowly walks over and bends forward, and he whispers something into its earpiece. The automaton stands straight up and begins to turn and walk away. He says, "Honored guests, I apologize. Hex, was it? There are no undead. There are no afflicted that make it up to the top plateau."
That's not true, Dad. I was there. I saw it.
I understand. I understand what you saw, what you had fought. This is not a usual activity that is to happen in my city. And as such, I apologize. I would like the 4 of y'all to go about your business.
What do you mean, go about our business?
I'm not sure why my daughter had brought you all here, other than to luxuriate in my fine abode.
Daddy, that's rude.
So
These are my friends. First of all, I'm allowed to invite friends over, obviously. And second of all, what do you mean everyone just go about their business? There was an undead in the middle of the city, and there were just random people around. And also, I was there, and it was really scary. We can't just go about our business if something like that is happening. What if it happens again?
That is what will be taken care of immediately.
Exactly. That is what everyone in this room will be taken care of immediately.
You will be doing no such thing, my dear. The business of the afflicted is not Krunloe business. That is business for the sheriffs. Now, my automaton is fetching the high sheriff right now. And he is on his way here, and he will get a good reprimand. But right now,
don't you dare.
Wait, which? Hold on, I'm sorry. Which?
What sheriff was coming?
The high one.
High sheriff, the one that we talked about.
The high one. The high sheriff.
Oh, okay. I thought the automaton was getting reprimanded. I'm like,
no, the automaton's getting the high sheriff.
If you touch Bill, I will.
Bill be
coming around
at all costs.
So, Waits Krunloe, his demeanor has changed significantly. Mm-hmm. The calm, collected mask has dropped, and he is now a face of seething anger.
I'm gonna try to. Not very good at persuasion. Yikes.
I got this.
I had.
I
Oh,
am gonna
you
stand up and cross my arms and say, Daddy, you are not being very nice or fair.
Roll me a persuasion?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll me persuasion, please.
No whammies.
Come on.
Oh, that
Yeah,
Wow, we've had 2, 3.
Wow.
We
That
got a
was for the
lot.
daddies, baby.
Got a lot of nat
That's
20s
a
this
that's
session.
a
Yeah,
nat
what the
20
hell?
for daddies.
huge. Oh my gosh. Let him have it. Woo!
Yeah.
Let's
So
go.
so he looks at you, and I'm gonna say the rest of you notice that as she's harumphing at him, there are these translucent gears that begin appearing around her, spinning in slow circles, and some of them begin to interlock, forming some kind of chain of whirring gears in a halo, like a coronet around your head.
Cool.
And Waits Krunloe blinks, and the anger drops immediately. And he says, "My little hand, there is no reason to be cross."
Thank you, Daddy.
Hmm.
It's not going away. Y'all better get used to it.
seeing that he's been kind of disarmed. I think Hex just kind of volleys just a little bit, just like, if I may, Master Krunloe, your daughter and her friend and Mavis here, all in spectacular fashion dispatched of this evil, whatever it may be, in your city. And if there's one thing I know, it's the fighting arts. And I have to say that you have raised an incredible daughter here. Now, you said that you would want to bring the High Sheriff, and it seems that the High Sheriff, we've already spoke to him, and he has entrusted us with bringing this information to the Low Sheriff, which I think, if your daughter is a woman of her word, which I think you have raised her to be, you should allow her to complete that.
We'll be with her every step of the way on this too,
Every step.
like we haven't previously, especially me.
I suppose if I...
Daddy, you owe me this much. I don't understand what's going on in this city, and that's because of you. There's information that you've kept from me, and now I worry that my friends and their friends and family and everyone else who lives around us is in danger. And I can do something about it. So let me. And also, you can't stop me. I am gonna go do something about it even if you don't support me, so it's probably better if you just do.
Perhaps it is time for you to spread your wings and fly out the nest and protect our entire flock. Very well, you all shall go and do this thing with my blessing.
Thanks, Daddy.
Thank you.
I can't say no. You are the little hand that tells me what hour it is every day of my life.
Yeah.
God.
Such a
So,
loving family.
Yeah.
So he says, so waits Krunloe, he says, "I'm going to finish my meal, and then I'm going to give a fierce tongue lashing to that High Sheriff. So, y'all will not want to be in this house when I do so.
We'll just finish eating up really quick, and then we'll get some. Maybe we can bring some food with us to go, just in case any.
Can we?
Of course. I insist that you take an automaton with you that will store these snacks inside of its body.
I don't know how fast I can do this without people noticing, but what I want to do after hearing that is send an echo of myself directly to the side of Bill and then teleport there. Like, basically dibsing Bill.
That's amazing. Yeah, so...
I want it to seem like I don't want anybody to see the flash, but it's okay if they do, I guess. But I just wanted it to happen so fast that all of a sudden I'm next to Bill and saying, what an absolutely generous offer. I think I know the exact one. 582384719 is a specimen of an automaton, sir.
What a name.
Wow.
We also have some we have more protective automatons.
His name is Bill and he's coming with us.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All right.
He says,
That was pretty quick coming up with a name.
I suppose this will be fine. We do have extra bedroom automatons that we can spare. So
Cool.
you may.
So like the other
course.
ones are like totally ready for combat, and Bill's
Absolutely.
just not. He's just
Bill has a coat rack in his face. Like.
That's so good.
That's all we need.
You know what? He's got some quirks, but I like him.
There's something about Bill that I just can't put my finger on, but I like him.
I see
named
this
him.
decision paying off in the future. Yeah.
Here's the thing: Hex is not necessarily a sentimental man,
Yeah.
but so this kind of display of attachment.
You're convincing us.
Yeah.
So
I'm sold.
Yeah, totally.
Plus, also
I'm
it
not
makes sense.
sold,
He's got
but I'm
like
gonna play it off
sheets
like
and
I'm
towels.
Hey,
Towels.
he's in.
I don't know if I get dirty somewhere. I want a towel, a fresh towel. Yeah.
Well, I have this bowl that I got from the sheriff. It's empty now. I ate all the fruit. So we can actually just store the food that
Give it to Bill. He'll carry
and we
it.
can give it to
Bill's
Bill.
And then
so-
give it. Yeah, perfect.
Bill is an excellent attendant.
Yeah, so
He helped you out
Yeah,
that
so-
much last night?
I'm sorry.
said what?
He helped you out that much last night?
I'm sorry. He attended to all of my needs since I've
Oh,
been
wow. Yours was a lot better than mine.
Okay.
Whoa. Damn.
I didn't know they came with that. I thought they just offered me towels and I just went to bed. I didn't need them. I should have asked actually. That's probably I should have
Did you not take a bath? There's like
No, of course
yummy
not.
soap
You
and
were
shampoo
definitely
and
going
stuff
to
in
need
the
to clean
in the
those
bath.
sheets, 100%.
Oh.
Get out of my house.
Hi, Daddy. Oh, do you have any gold? I
Lovely.
bought tops yesterday.
Of course. My sweet glass menagerie. He gives you a sack of gold.
Big Ames.
Gives you 10 gold.
my
Thank you,
sweet
sir.
glass, my sweet doll house, my sweet the Great Gatsby.
The great.
My sweet Biag.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Thank you,
So
sir, for all the food.
of
We're leaving
course.
Oh my
Of
god, I'm
course.
dead.
So you begin to walk out. You are going. Where is your destination now? You're going.
We're going to
south.
the low
The
sheriff,
low
right?
sheriff?
Or
Okay,
I
yeah.
play it.
So as you walk out of Krunloe Keep, you see in the distance there the High Sheriff has just crossed past the Temple to Many Gods.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Are we
He
like
has a
crossing
sullen
paths
look
with
on his
him?
face. Yeah.
Okay, just gonna say, good luck in there, bud.
He says, "What do you mean?"
Oh,
Good luck
nothing.
with
My
it.
dad's just tough, but he's a sweetheart. You'll see.
I thought I was going to have a meeting with...
Is the automaton with him?
Oh yeah, probably. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't say anything to him.
Suddenly
Hold on,
really
hold on,
interested in
sorry.
automatons.
Hold on, let me roll. Alright, safe.
Yeah, you're fine. Next one is 30. He says, all right now, well, y'all, I'll see y'all later.
Bye, Tim.
All right. Did y'all find anything?
Bye, Tim. No. I'm not telling him anything.
You
Yeah,
cut
no.
me off before I could say anything. That's so funny.
Oh, yeah.
That was a shrug.
Hex. So as the four of you are about to leave the grounds, you hear a moment, if you will,
Oh,
and hobbling up to you is hobbling up to the four of you
Hertz.
is Hertz.
Hertz.
And
Always a
may, your,
moment for Hertz.
may your scales be balanced, Hertz.
yes, of course, may your scales be balanced. I have something for all of you.
Oh.
A little going away gift.
Ooh, I love
he-
gifts.
It looks like a little picnic basket,
Oh, wow.
and he gives it to Belle. He says, "There are many snacks in here."
To Bell or to
And-
Bill?
Belle.
Oh, okay.
I'll
It's
give
so
it
funny
to
because
Bill.
before when you said like when you were just aside like when you were talking about like Mr. Krunloe being like Belle come here, I thought you said Bill and I was
Me
like
too. So I was like, why is Belle?
why is Bill? So anyway,
It's okay. Yeah, we're all here
He
now.
says, "There is also a little puzzle inside that I believe you will all enjoy."
Ooh, I love puzzles.
Can I do another insight check on him?
Sure. Yeah. What are you trying to figure out?
I'm trying to see what? Why? What is he? This seems out.
What?
This seems outside of the realm of his job, and I'm wondering, like, just trying to see if there's an angle here.
You are correct. This does seem like it's outside of the bounds of his job. It seems as though he cares greatly for Belle.
Okay. Okay.
And it seems as though he very specifically chose to give you this gift on the outskirts of the property.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Thanks, Hertz. I'm sure we'll be back super soon. So take care, and we'll see you soon. And I love you. Bye.
I look forward to the hour upon which you and your companions return for sweet treats and hot water.
I look forward
Goodbye.
to those as well.
That's
Bye.
my absolute favorite.
I just imagine like just cups of hot water just ready for us to drink. I'm like,
Snickerdoodles and hot water.
oh god.
Perfect. It's perfect.
So what time is it right now? Like as we're leaving.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Morning.
9 in the morning, 9:30 in the morning.
Got the whole day ahead of
Golly.
us.
Okay.
You got the whole day ahead of you, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Is anybody looking at what that gift is? Puzzle?
Oh yeah, we can. I want to see the puzzle and meet.
I wanna
well,
see what
let's
snacks.
let's walk. Let's get out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as we're
leave.
walking, maybe.
Yeah.
we're walking.
So you open
talk.
so you open the box. You open the little basket. There are indeed some snickerdoodle cookies
Nice.
and small sealed containers full of hot water.
Oh.
Don't worry,
And then
they'll
at the-
cool down
Dry
soon.
out here.
They'll cool down soon. It'll be regular.
Internally
And then
at the-
ecstatic.
It's gonna keep
then
the
at the
cookies
very
warm.
bottom.
I get it. Oh, that's smart.
I have like a strong aversion to warm water. Like I need it to be like cold, ice cold. So I'm like looking at this and I'm like, I'm just gonna wait.
Incredible. So at the very bottom, there is a small box.
Nice.
The box it seems like it's one solid piece of metal. And then there is writing on the top. It's a little small rectangle about the size of a phone. And there is writing on the front.
What does the writing say? Can I read it?
Yes, it's in common, so you can 100% read it.
Good deal.
It says, "In spring, I am in handsome array. In summer, more clothing I wear. When colder it grows, I fling off my clothes. And in winter, I am quite bare."
Whoa.
tree.
It's a riddle. It's a riddle.
It's a tree.
Oh. Now hang on, let's go through it. In spring, I am in handsome array. Okay. Like clothes, like fashion. Okay. Interesting.
I think it. I don't know. Keep going.
Okay. In summer, more clothing I wear. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense because in summer it's hotter, so I usually don't wear more clothing. So that's
What if it's like a
that's
tree?
okay. Let's keep going through it just to make sure.
Can't
Are you guys having fun? Is this fun for everyone? When colder it grows, I'm putting off my clothes.
I
And
think
in
it's a
winter,
tree,
I am
too.
quite fair.
So
A tree.
incredible. There is a little blank line at the bottom of the box. And so after
That was
everyone's
fun.
like, it's a tree, it's a tree, it's a tree, it's a tree, and you're just like, I think it's a tree, and you just write it with your finger on the line. This is a classic puzzle box that you had as a kid. You just can write it with your finger on it,
yeah.
and you write tree, and the box you see a little seam appear in part of the box. It's able to slide open.
Ooh.
And there is a letter.
Ooh, letter time.
The letter
You just got
is
a letter.
from
You just got a letter. You just got a letter. I wonder who it's from. Sorry, Bard. Continue.
fine.
Are you playing that on your
Letter-
flute?
Yeah.
Hang on, everybody.
The letter is from Hertz,
Cool.
and you can hear it in his voice. Last night, I had seen one of your companions in the library, the most deceitful of all berries, and he had been researching many books based on past events, arcane secrets. Something is very wrong here. There is a book that I had in my personal collection that I believe might be of interest to you and your friends. Belle, for every law there is chaos. I understand that your father has plans for you. Just know that you also have your opposite. And that is where we'll end.
I
for
knew
tonight.
it.
Oh man!
I
We didn't
always
even get to the low
don't
sheriff.
notice it until it's
Yeah.
we're like at the end of the song, and then I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah. Oh god.
So,
So,
all right. So,
okay.
what?
Is the book missing? Did he say the book in his personal collection is missing, or that it's just of use to us?
Just said that he has a book, and that it has information that might be useful.
Okay.
So, did we gain Did we learn new things about the world? Yeah.
Yeah, we learned a ton.
We definitely gained things of value.
Yeah.
And,
Cool.
and bond changes. So, this time, Belle, you're going to move to the back of the queue.
Cool.
We will start with Hex.
Okay.
Hex, any bond? Oh, no. Hex, you went first, right? Last time?
No idea. Can't remember.
No.
I have it.
Brain.
Let me look. It
I think it was Belle that went
Oh yeah, it
first,
was
right?
Hex. It was
Okay, yeah.
Hex, Belle,
Hex, and
Mavis,
then Belle.
Leah.
Oh,
Okay, so
Do you wanna
now
rotate?
Hex, you're at the back of the queue.
Okay.
Belle, any bond changes for you?
Yes. I think for the most part, not like any major changes with anybody here other than like gaining trust. I think that like the particularly seeing everyone like I think that of everyone, Belle was maybe like barely suspicious of Hex only because of Leah's warning when we had our bathroom bonding last time, where she kind of pointed out that like Hex and Hex's friends were like maybe too eager about me being a Krunloe, that stuff. So I think Belle was like because she trusts Leah, she was sort of like, maybe I should be cautious a little bit. But I think ultimately, like, I think that the vibes that Belle is getting from Hex are very like, wants to maybe be bad, but like actually is like really good, you know? So pretty much totally trust him. And then I think like deepened trust and like good like friend energy towards everyone because of the way that they acted at my house. Yeah. I think that's it. Like I don't think anything.
It's fine.
Yeah, just that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Next up, I think Leah. Let's do Leah.
Mavis. If you want
Oh, Mavis. Mavis, any bond changes for you?
I think with everyone, there's like a little bit of trust, but also a little bit of like a little bit more apprehension now that I'm starting to realize like Lilith might actually be a more integral part of like what's going on, especially after the ley lines thing. I'm starting to notice that there's like a lot of her coming up, and so I still trust everybody, and as long as they can kind of help me along the way of like finding out more about Lilith, everything's okay. But I'm also kind of making sure that I don't lose focus on like that's what I care about. I care about like where Lilith is, where she went. But I still trust everybody. Like nothing's necessarily happening with that. And also specifically with Hex, I think that I'm starting to notice like him lighting up just a little bit. And so I'm feeling like more bro vibes with Hex. And then yeah, I think everyone else is just like pretty a little bit more trust. That's it.
Nice. Awesome. Leah, any bond changes for you?
I think she is starting to lit up a little bit more. She's definitely still keeping that guard up a little bit. I wouldn't say as much as like before because there's also less people in our group now. I think the less like people involved, the more secure she feels. Just because there was also like Kali, there was all these different people, and also we were in a bar, so it was very much like so much was going on. But she's definitely like warming up to the idea of like being a part of this group with everyone and actually going on like this journey with everyone, going to the low sheriff. So I definitely think like overall it's like, well, with Belle, of course, that's like her best friend. So like, you know, we're close. But definitely warming up to Hex and Mavis a lot. So yeah.
Nice. Awesome. And last but not least, Hex. Any bond changes for you?
Yeah, so I definitely think the most important thing about this episode was Bill.
As it should be.
No, I think
you're right. You're right.
Yeah. No, I definitely think that Hex didn't really care about getting to the bottom of whatever his condition is something he's had since he was a boy. And it really was kind of more Kale's like thing. And now that I've kind of been thrust into this whole thing, it's kind of worrying Hex how much like the people around him are motivating him, I guess, and how much more like driven he is to get to the bottom of this now. And I definitely think the conversation with Bella's dad in the morning, there was a moment where I was just like, hold on a second, like Bella, I just saw Bella like in action, yes, like earlier that day, I guess, or yesterday, the day before, and so like there was this vibe in him to like, you know, try his best to get her out of the bus he literally just threw her under. So I think there's a little stronger connection with Bella here. I think being another outsider with Mavis, like Leah and Belle are like kind of in the Grove area and know each other, and we're just kind of coming into this area for the first time. Mm-hmm. There's definitely a bond growth there, but I definitely think like the bond with Bill is I think just having another being there for this very wild shared experience was like, I don't want this guy to leave. He handed me a towel when I needed it most, and that counts for something. Like
No,
Hex
that's so real.
knows. Hex knows that counts for something because you know people give you the towel when you need it most. Those people that you need to stick around.
I'm pretty sure this episode is going to be called Bill now.
Oh, I thought it should be called Tops and Daddies, but but
Oh my god.
I mean,
I feel like either really does work.
Bill, Tops, and Daddies.
Bill, Tops, Daddies, and Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, this was great. Good job, everybody. This was awesome. Thank you all for playing. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Sunday, for being our voice in the sky.
Thanks, Sunday.
Truly an excellent, immense job. Excellent work.
Yeah, I think we crushed it. I think we did. This was perfect. Thanks.
Amazing. All right, I'll see you next episode.
yeah,
Bye.
Bye.